Rokinon has officially announced their Xeen cinema lenses. At least that's how I think you say it. Xeen. I'm going to say Xeen. And these cinema lenses are geared and marketed towards people who are looking for that next step up from photography glass. Maybe you do a lot of video production or filmmaking, whatever it might be, and you're sick of the limited ability to manual focus with the photography lenses, or that the lens actually changes as you shift focus, or that when you're swapping lenses, they're all different sizes and filter threads and all that stuff. So this lens set is designed to be uniform. They're all the same size. They have the same front diameter. And when you're focusing, nothing moves. It's all internal focusing, and you've got a much longer distance to actually throw your focus, so that when you can really dial things in. I think they say it's a 200-degree focus throw on the lenses themselves. And these are coming in 24, 50, and 85 millimeter formats, and they are all rated at T1.5. So light transmission should be uniform across the set of 3, and Rokinon has said that there are more to come if these are successful. Now, these lenses aren't cheap, at least not considerably cheap or affordable for your average person, but they are much cheaper than other cinema lenses. Each of these will cost around $2,500 a piece, which again is not cheap compared to photography glass, but compared to cinema lenses, it's much more affordable. Especially, it's in the ballpark of being reasonably affordable for an individual, but still something that you might want to consider renting. Now, we'll see as more tests come out. I haven't personally shot with these, so I cannot speak to their optical quality and the quality of their image characteristics, but I do like the trend that Rokinon is on and bringing this stuff to people at a much more affordable price point, so that things are cheaper and it's more accessible to all of us. Most of my glass that I own is photography lenses, just because that's what is affordable, and for the most part you can make it work. There are some quirks and issues that you have to work out when you're switching from lens to lens, but the end result, the image quality, it's usually there and you can make it work. But with something like this, you'd have hopefully that image quality there. Rokinon makes really nice lenses. I owned their 35 f1.4 for a while, loved that lens, ended up selling it because I got something to replace it, but I really like their glass, and I like to see them moving into this more cinema style lens housing, as long as they keep doing the photography lenses too. That way you kind of get the best of both worlds. But if you are considering getting one of these lenses, definitely go for the Nikon F Mount, Canon EF mount, or perhaps the PL mount. If you go for the Sony E mount or Micro Four Thirds mount, you might be a little bit more limited in terms of what you can use the lenses on later. Those mounts have a smaller flange distance, so you can't readapt them to something with a bigger flange distance. So say, like, for example, you bought the Sony E mount one because maybe you have an A7S. Well, if down the road you get a different camera that maybe has Canon EF or Nikon or a PL camera, whatever it is, you can't readapt that Sony E mount to that other system. But with the other ones, Nikon F, Canon EF, and PL, they are a little bit more flexible, and you can buy adapters for your mirrorless systems, whether it's Sony E mount or Micro Four Thirds, and you can kind of adapt and play that way. And so your lenses can be used across a multitude of cameras. That's what I do for all my lenses. I buy all Nikon F mount because it has the greatest variety and flexibility in terms of what you can put it on. Nikon F mount, you can adapt to pretty much anything. And in some cases, you might want a PL mount if you are shooting with a camera that has a PL mount natively. I've shot with some PL glass on my GH4, and I just had to buy an adapter. I found one on eBay for $150, and it actually worked out pretty well. So that is an option as well. I'm really glad to see Rokinon moving this direction with their Xeen cinema lenses. I'm curious to test them out myself. A little bit expensive to go dive right in and buy one, but I'm looking forward to more test footage, hopefully online, and potentially getting a set either via rental, or maybe I can borrow someone's at some point. But if I ever do that, I will let you know my thoughts on it and hopefully share some of that test footage.